Oh, you weren't scared of our precious shop. That's why you're here today, right? Each pet is crafted from a blend of species, stitched together with an unsettling artistry. Below are just a few of the companions you might encounter when adopting, and how to create one yourself. 1. The Bonehound appearance. A skeletal, dog-like creature with translucent skin stretched tight over its frame. Its tail resembles a rattlesnake's rattle, and its eyes glow faintly red. Teeth too large for its mouth jut out at odd angles. Behavior: fiercely loyal, but territorial. It howls only at night, a sound that feels like claws scraping across your mind. It enjoys burying things, small objects, bones, or sometimes parts of itself, which regenerate overnight. 2. Silk Shadow Cat appearance. A sleek, panther-like feline with fur that shifts colors like an oil slick. Its paws are unnaturally long, tipped with claws resembling sewing needles. When it blinks, there's an extra set of eyelids beneath the first. Behavior: quiet and elusive. It often disappears for hours at a time, though you'll sometimes feel it watching from the shadows. It hunts spiders, moths, and occasionally larger prey. Be cautious if it brings you gifts. They may still be alive. 3. Chimeric Chirper appearance. A bird-like creature with 4 wings made of tattered feathers and leathery membranes. Its beak splits into 2 when it sings, revealing rows of tiny, needle-like teeth. Its feathers occasionally fall off, leaving patches of human-like skin. Behavior: extremely vocal, mimicking human voices with eerie precision. Do not let it near mirrors, as it will start mimicking its own reflection and grow aggressive. 4. Fleshweaver Rabbit appearance. A rabbit with patches of fur missing, revealing pink, pulsating flesh. Its ears end in small, writhing tendrils that react to sound. When frightened, its hind legs split into sharp, spider-like appendages for defense. Behavior: shy but intelligent. It forms strong bonds with its owner and will weave strange, fleshy nests in hidden corners of your home. These nests should be burned immediately. 5. Lantern Maw appearance. A small reptilian creature with glowing bioluminescent patterns along its back. Its jaw unhinges unnaturally wide, revealing a pulsating organ that emits a faint hum. Its tail is tipped with a stinger that secretes a sticky, tar-like substance. Behavior: prefers dark spaces and will light up when startled. It is highly territorial and will attack anything it perceives as a threat. The tar it produces is corrosive. Keep it away from furniture and skin. 6. Stilt beast pup. Appearance: a small dog-like creature with elongated, spindly legs that seem too long for its body. Its head is flattened, and its jaw splits vertically when it barks. Its skin looks wet, and it leaves behind a viscous trail wherever it walks. Behavior: playful, but unpredictable. It enjoys chasing moving objects, and will sometimes stretch its legs to unnerving lengths to reach high places. Its bark can shatter glass if it gets too excited. 7. Rafling fawn. Appearance: a deer-like creature with hollow black eyes and antlers made of intertwining bone and metal. Its body appears ethereal, almost mist-like, but it is solid to the touch. When it moves, its hooves leave blackened scorch marks. Behavior: gentle but unsettling. It follows its owner silently and is often seen staring at empty spaces. Some owners report hearing faint whispers when it's nearby, though it doesn't make a sound. 8. Stitch-born ferret. Appearance: a ferret pieced together from mismatched animal parts. Its legs are all slightly different sizes, and its fur is stitched in uneven patches. It has 2 tails, one fluffy, the other skeletal. Behavior: mischievous and hyperactive. It enjoys stealing small objects and hiding them. Occasionally, it will disassemble itself, leaving parts scattered around your home. These must be collected and reassembled before it reforms on its own. 9. Howling hydra. Appearance: a snake-like creature with 3 heads, each with a different animal's features. One feline, one canine, one bird-like. Its scales shimmer with an iridescent green hue, and it occasionally sheds, leaving behind unnaturally large skins. Behavior: cunning and aggressive. The heads often fight among themselves, but they will work together to defend their owner. It enjoys watching television and reacts strongly to loud noises. 10. Marrow tick. Appearance: a beetle the size of a small dog, with a shell that resembles cracked porcelain. Its legs end in sharp, talon-like tips, and its mandibles are lined with tiny, human-like teeth. Its underbelly emits a faint, sickly green glow. Behavior: quiet, but omnipresent. It doesn't require much attention, but it follows its owner everywhere, leaving small trails of glowing liquid. Do not step in the liquid. It burns. Rules for each pet. Like I said, these are not normal animals, and they require special treatments. That's why we listed some rules for you. Aren't you happy? Examples of Evelyn's exotic pets with rules. Evelyn's pets come with unique challenges. Each creature has specific needs and behaviors, so follow these rules carefully. Deviating from them could result in severe consequences for you, your home, or your sanity. 1. The Bonehound. Rules. 1. Never let it outside during a full moon. It will dig up things that were buried there for a reason. If it brings something home, you'll certainly hear a scream and some loud bangs. Hide somewhere. Not a basic place like under the bed or in the closet. And don't lock your door. Whatever your pet brought home would know you're there. Instead, try to stay still and don't make a sound. That thing will go away soon. Or maybe not. 2. If it buries part of itself, retrieve it before dawn. If you fail, the missing part will return, but it won't belong to the Bonehound anymore. 3. If it howls and its tail begins to rattle violently, leave the house immediately and drive to a friend's house. Stay there until the next day. Then it will be safe to return home. Something was approaching. It could have been a person, a spirit, or maybe something unknown. Silk Shadow Cat. Rules. 1. Do not let it into your bedroom while you sleep. It will watch you, and its presence can cause vivid, terrifying dreams. 2. Offer it fresh prey once a week. If you can't, substitute with raw liver, but never more than once in a row. 3. If it begins to purr while looking at a shadowy corner, do not investigate. Refer to Rule 3A. 3A. If the cat purrs at a shadowy corner, take an object and throw it at that spot. Do not try to pick up the cat. Do not try to see what's there. Chimeric chirper. Rules. 1. Do not let it sing after midnight. The melody attracts things that do not belong in this world. 2. Cover its cage with a black cloth before sleeping. If it mimics your voice while covered, do not respond. 3. Never let it eat something it has killed itself. It will get too excited, and maybe, who knows, you'll be its next prey. Fleshweaver rabbit. Rules. Burn its nests immediately. If left untouched, they will start to grow, and what hatches from them is not a rabbit. 2. Do not let its tendrils touch your skin. The flesh will itch, then blister, then begin to change. 3. If it starts tapping its hind legs in rapid succession, leave the room and lock the door. It's calling for something. Lantern Maw. Rules. 1. Do not touch the glowing organ inside its mouth. It emits a hallucinogenic vapor that makes you see your deepest fears. 2. If its tail starts dripping tar in larger quantities, do not clean it up. That tar is alive, and it's looking for a host. 3. If it stings you, do not remove the stinger. The venom is neutralized if left in place. Pulling it out activates it. Stilt beast pup. Rules. 1. Do not let it walk on wooden floors. Its legs will grow roots into the boards, and the floor will begin to move. 2. If it barks 3 times in a row and tilts its head, it is sensing something behind you. Do not turn around. 3. Never let it stretch its legs outside. If it reaches the treetops, it will call something down. Rafling Fawn. Rules. 1. Never look directly into its eyes for more than 3 seconds. The black voids will show you things that are not meant to be seen. 2. Always keep salt near its hooves. The scorch marks can spread if left untreated. 3. If it begins to weep, do not attempt to comfort it. Its tears burn worse than fire. Stitch-born ferret. Rules. 1. If it disassembles itself, reassemble it within 24 hours. After that, it will no longer recognize you and will be aggressive. 2. Never feed it anything with sugar. It will grow hyperactive and start pulling at its stitches until it falls apart. The thing beneath it is not an animal. 3. If it begins unraveling on its own, gather the pieces carefully. They will reform into something else if left unattended. Howling Hydra. Rules. 1. Never let the heads argue for more than 5 minutes. Use a silver whistle to calm them. 2. If the feline head bites you, do not clean the wound yourself. The venom causes hallucinations that will make you harm yourself. 3. If one head falls asleep while the others are awake, cover it with a blanket. If all 3 sleep simultaneously, leave the house. You don't want to wake them up, do you? Morotic. Rules. 1. Never touch the glowing liquid it leaves behind. If you accidentally step in it, amputate the affected area immediately. 2. If it begins scratching at the walls, do not let it dig too deep. No, there aren't things beneath the surface that should not be awakened. It will just destroy your furniture and walls for fun. 3. Do not feed it after midnight. The glow will spread, and so will its appetite. Whistle Wisp Larva. New pet. Appearance: a slug-like creature with translucent skin, revealing writhing veins of glowing liquid. Its head resembles a child's face, though it occasionally shifts to other forms. Behavior: docile during the day, but restless at night. Its cries sound like a human infant, though they grow distorted the longer you listen. Rules: 1. Never hold it for too long. The glow from its veins will transfer to your skin, and you will start to feel the urge to go underground. 2. If its face shifts to match yours, put it back in its container immediately and leave the room. Return only when its face changes again. 3. Keep it away from reflective surfaces. If it sees its reflection, it will begin to scream. The sound attracts other larvas, carnivore ones. The art of creation. For those unsatisfied with even Evelyn's rarest creatures, there exists a forbidden option: the stitching ritual. This macabre process allows you to bring your most twisted imagination to life. by assembling a pet from raw animal parts. But be warned, this ritual is not just grotesque. It is dangerous, painful, and permanently scarring. Evelyn will not assist you. You're on your own. The ritual of flesh and thread. 1. The tools of horror. A scalpel or serrated knife, sterilized in black flame. Evelyn sells this flame in jars. Fresh animal parts. 3 at minimum, the more the better. They must be warm, dead or alive, or somewhere in between. A bowl of your own blood. The amount depends on the side of your creation. A spool of vein thread, obtained from Evelyn's back room. It moves on its own. Don't let it touch your skin. An iron needle soaked in salt water. Use gloves. The needle rusts instantly upon contact with air. 2. Preparation of the abomination. Lay a sheet of human-like skin on a stone altar or cold concrete floor. The skin must pulse slightly. Evelyn knows where to find it. Arrange the animal parts in the desired form. But beware, more complex designs result in uncontrollable creatures. Symmetry is key. Carve runes of summoning around the parts using the scalpel. These runes must connect without breaks. Blood from your fingers will fill the grooves. 3. Stitching the flesh. Begin sewing with the vein thread. It will resist you, pulling toward your skin. Ignore the whispers you hear. It's the thread's way of testing your resolve. As you sew, chant the words engraved on Evelyn's scroll. If the words start to burn your tongue, you're saying them correctly. Avoid eye contact with the parts as they begin to twitch. The eyes, if open, may roll to look at you. Keep going. 4. Igniting the soul. When the body is fully stitched, pour the blood bowl over the creation. The blood will sizzle and the runes will glow deep red. Place your hand on its heart, wherever you decide that to be. You'll feel pulsing under your palm. Let it take hold of your mind for exactly 13 seconds. No more, no less. 5. The awakening. The creature will shudder violently before it takes its first breath. Do not move. It will sniff the air and fixate on you. Speak its name clearly and confidently. If you stutter or hesitate, it will reject you and may attack. Rules for your creation. Once your creature is alive, you are bound to it. The bond is not one of loyalty, it is one of survival. Here are the rules. 1. Never abandon it. If you leave your creation alone for more than 12 hours, it will hunt you. It knows your scent and will not stop. 2. Feed it properly. The diet of your creature depends on its parts. Check the feeding guidelines Evelyn offers, or you'll risk starvation-driven aggression. Some creatures crave flesh. Do not let it feed on you unless you enjoy missing limbs. 3. Never mend it carelessly. If your creature's stitches loosen, repair them immediately. Use only vein thread. If you attempt to use ordinary thread, the wound will fester and multiply into mouths that scream. 4. Avoid water at all costs. Water disrupts the rune magic holding your creation together. Rain will melt its form, and what comes out of the puddle will not be under your control. 5. Respect the bond. Your creation understands you as its master, but it also knows your weaknesses. If it feels mistreated or neglected, it will test those weaknesses. Pay attention to how it moves around you. When it begins circling, it's plotting. Evelyn does not take responsibility for what you create. If your abomination becomes uncontrollable, do not bring it back to the shop. Lock it in the basement, burn it alive, or destroy the runes that animate it. But be warned, your creation feels everything you do to it, and it will remember. Once you begin, you cannot undo the ritual. Your life, your sanity, and your body becomes part of the price. Those who fail to respect this art often end up as spare parts for the next customer.